You want Philly Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's easy to sum it up. We're talking about practice.
Because it's about as casual as it gets. What's the problem now?
That's a clown question, bro.
I think we ought to see them beating them at least.
World champions!
Start playing with some jam in here. Let's go.
Philadelphia, looking as only you can look. Woo!
Here we go, here we go.
It's the one and only Deagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg!
You know what happened with the D.R.E.
Yeah. Y'all know what this is, so can y'all make some noise for my man Snoop Dogg? Come on, louder, y'all, louder!
Well, welcome everyone to another edition of the Philly Podcast presented by SixPackCoverage.com, La Terrain Watches, and themonkeysuncle.net. We're going to recap tonight the Super Bowl, and of course, as you saw at the beginning of the show here, we have a little snippet of the halftime show, which I don't care. I loved it. I know it could have been a little bit longer, could have, whatever, people saying anything. I loved it. I was like, no, this is completely awesome. So, Chris, how are you?
It can't be longer because of I think you only get like
Well,
14 minutes for the Super Bowl.
yeah, I'm sorry. I meant like people were. I know some people had issues with like the song selections for these guys, and I'm like, who cares? I saw one person like put on Facebook something about, well, if you enjoyed the halftime show, then you enjoyed the radio versions of their songs. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
I totally enjoyed it. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was absolutely awesome.
So I'm showing a clip. I pulled this off of Twitter, and this is how cool the halftime show was. Now, for everyone watching, Eric hasn't seen this clip.
Uh-oh.
So I literally pulled it off of Twitter 10 minutes ago.
Look at Granny go.
Like what? I just, you could just like someone who enjoyed it, didn't look past the skin color, and was just having a good time. That's how cool the halftime show was. Yeah. Like an 87-year-old granny, I think she's from Germany, kicking it up a notch, and just hanging with her grandkids. Like, hey, stop it. Stop.
Absolutely beautiful. That was a great video. I love that. I'm glad you found that.
So I did tweet out to him. I was like, I'm using your video. Hopefully you're okay with it. If not, I mean, his Twitter blew up anyway. So
that's funny.
He's all right. But
that's funny.
So let's get to the game. Jesus, it was a very good first and second quarter, and I feel like the second half was a little blah. Could have been better than it was. What are your thoughts? I'll give you mine, but you go first.
Yeah, I agree with you. The first and second, like the first half was really good, and I kind of felt the same way as you. Like coming out of halftime, it seemed like neither team was, running on those cylinders like they were in the first half.
And you got to remember, the second half started out with a 75-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
On a face mask.
Yeah. That literally was. I mean, that was an amazing play, to be honest with you. And now I was away for the Super Bowl, and one of the guys that was part of our group that was in the house that we had, he actually took the bet of T. Higgins having 2 or more touchdowns in the game. Yeah, he actually had that. It was that one, and it was another one. He hit like he hit like every bet that he made. See, and I'm not I don't bet the Super Bowl. I don't gamble in it, but
Oh, I went bananas, and all said and done, and getting my money back, I won a whopping $18.67. Which, hey, I came out on top.
right. That's good.
The only thing I didn't bet, and I wanted to, I didn't bet the color of the Gatorade, and I didn't bet the length of the national anthem. But I couldn't find it online.
You know, someone else said that to me that they couldn't find the length of the national anthem. I was
It was all over last year.
yeah, like I was surprised with it. I was really surprised to hear that because there was a few people that were looking for it and they couldn't bet it. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I kind of feel like that the highlight of the second half was that opening touchdown to T. Higgins. I mean, it had its points here and there, but other than that, I wasn't like the second half didn't impress me too much.
Yeah, I mean, and they called no penalties.
Yeah, no.
And then the last that last drive, they were like, all right, penalty. Oh, we're not gonna. That's not offsides. Nope. That's not false start. Nope. And listen, I'm not saying that's the reason why the Bengals lost. The Joe Burrow got sacked 8 times. Like, I swore he tore his ACL on that one knee, on that one play.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a real bad situation for them right there. I mean, considering what happened with Beckham earlier on,
Yep.
and I mean that kills him for next season.
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting.
He was having a good year.
And no, so it's interesting now, like what's going to happen with him because he was a potential free agent, and you would think after everything that was going on, like how well he adapted to that offense, if they would if they were going to re-sign him and keep him around because I think they still have Robert Woods who he left, he got hurt. I think he's still under contract for next year.
Yeah.
So this is going to be very interesting to see how this injury plays out with their off season.
No, it should, but I don't know, man. It was, and I'm glad Matthew Stafford didn't get, MVP. He didn't play good enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, dude, how could you not give it to Cooper Kupp? How could you not?
Or even Eric Weddle. Like
Weddle had a great game.
Even Eric Weddle. We all agree that Cooper Kupp should have gotten it, but Eric Weddle, man, the guy came out of retirement. He was all bruised up. They showed his surgery after, like.
Yeah.
That guy was coaching Pop Warner and got the phone call and was like, sure. Was he ring chasing? Nothing's guaranteed.
No, nothing's guaranteed. But I mean, it totally it was awesome. It was good for him. Like that was such a good story for him. To come back and do what he did. I felt happy for guys like Aaron Donald, Von Miller. No, I felt happy for these guys.
Von
I really
Miller?
did.
He's got one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I felt happy for him because I like him. I like him. I mean, doesn't mean just because he has one doesn't mean he can't have. You know what I mean? I was happy for guys like that because it like they're getting older. You know what I mean? Like, well, especially Miller. Like he's older. It's not like he wasn't playing at the level that he was when he won with Denver, but he's still an impactful player. So like I was happy for guys like that. I really was. And then I was sorry for like a guy like Deshaun Jackson who got cut and he's not entitled to a ring.
Didn't get
You
cut.
know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, he got cut.
Yeah.
But he asked to be.
Yeah. Yeah. He asked to be released and now he loses out on the Super Bowl ring. I mean, even if he wasn't a factor, I mean, it would go down on his resume as a Super Bowl champ. I mean, because that's what happens with Seth Joyner. He's got a Super Bowl, and he was very, he was, I think wasn't he with Denver when they won?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he wasn't much of a factor for that team.
Yeah, but his leadership was a lot better than
Nope, it's not a do-rag.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean it is what it is.
I'll turn it around for you guys there. It's like a switch. There you go.
There you go.
You guys happy now? It's not a do-rag. I wasn't getting all gangster on everybody because of the halftime show.
Yes, you were. Lies. But you had we had the Super Bowl, we had the halftime show, we had the fireworks, and like the bets, man. The bets were, they were there, man. The hat, and just like I said, it was a weird, I had a bet that if the Rams would have lost 34-31, I would have won. I think it was $400 on a $5 bet.
Right.
And then if each team would have scored a rushing touchdown in the first quarter, I would have won $1,000.
Okay.
So, but
Well, that's good.
it didn't happen. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, the only thing I did was I played a block pool, and I of course didn't win, but it was all good.
You know what? For the first time, I didn't play a block pool.
Yeah, it was a last minute thing for me. It just popped up out of nowhere. A friend of mine, their kids' school was doing one, and they just got it. So it was like $10 a block. So I got like 5 blocks.
I mean, I tried to buy them, but they just weren't. They weren't available.
Yeah.
And some of the blocks that they had were, like I'll buy stuff for like charities, like organizations, like for my son's stuff. But other ones who
Right.
are just doing it to make a buck, I don't do that no more.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So let's see. So who do you think was your biggest disappointment of a performance in the Super Bowl? Because I have one.
Was it really that bad of a Super Bowl? I mean, they lost 23-23. They didn't get blown out. They didn't get, one team wasn't clearly better than the other team, in my opinion.
Well-
If I have to blame anybody, it's going to go back to the offensive line.
Okay. All right. Now my
Please don't take the easy way out.
What's that?
Who you're going to blame? Go ahead.
No, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not blaming anybody. I was
Well,
just
let me rephrase
observing.
that.
No,
Let
I
me
was
rephrase
just.
that. Yeah, not blame, but who do you think had a bad game? I'm sorry. I didn't mean blame. I meant like who do you think?
No,
That's what I
the
meant.
person I felt that did not have a great game, even though they won the game. And I was talking this guy up for a long time because I thought he was going to be a major factor. Was Cam Akers. I didn't think he.
I don't know. What he just disappeared. Like
He was. Yeah. He literally just was nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. And I was really I was very high on him. Like I gave the Rams the edge throughout the playoffs because he was coming back, and I thought, and I said it on the show before, if they make the Super Bowl, he's going to be in prime shape. He's going to be ready to go, and he was nowhere. I mean, nowhere.
Well, their run game was nowhere. Like the Bengals front four really held them in check. I mean, he had his longest carry was 8 yards, and then after that he had 12 carries for 13 yards. Like
Yeah, see, I'm a Cam Akers fan, and I really thought oh man, this guy's he's gonna open it up. He's gonna be full bore for the Super Bowl, and nothing. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, if I was gonna make a bet, it would have been that Cam Akers was gonna have like this amazing game. I would have gone with the yardage and maybe but nothing. He gave nothing, and I mean, but they still won the game.
Yeah, that's, yeah. I mean, I guess if I had, because I thought you were gonna go with Eli Apple, and Eli Apple didn't have that bad of a game.
No, he didn't.
Cooper Kupp is the best wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, you can't.
Holding him under 100 yards is a win.
I felt the people that were criticizing Eli Apple were criticizing him because he was going against Cooper Cup. And I told a couple people that I was up the mountains with, I said, you can't criticize him. I said, he's going up against Cooper Cup. I said, you just can't criticize the guy. I said, even double teamed, Cooper Cup is he's going to be there. He's going to have a game.
All right,
And
so I want to address something real quick. I don't know if you see Mike Butterworth's comment. Mark, it was somebody did it. It was fake. The whole song about him not liking cops and shooting cops, it was a coup. It's online. It's fake. People were calling for a boycott when in turn somebody in Long Island, New York wanted to get like a thing going up, and it's fake. It was. I'm just looking at it now, and somebody purchased a package containing beats and guest artist verses, and dubbed it all together. So that's not Snoop. So we weren't ignoring your comment. You know, we appreciate everyone commenting, but before we comment on anything, I like to have the facts straight and not cause any controversy with anybody. But the song's fake. What he did in his past, whatever. But the song that you're talking about now, if you Google it, it comes up as fake. It was a fake song. He had nothing to do with it. So his hands are washed of it. I mean, he was cool as shit for smoking it.
that was funny.
What?
Like,
he's the coolest dude in the world. Hey, like, come on. He's cool. He's cool as... Come on.
Well, the thing that makes me laugh is it's like the NFL did have some things that they didn't want the performers to do or mention in their songs, which I think that one of the things was they didn't want Dre to say a certain line from one of his songs, and he went and did it anyway. They didn't want Snoop to wear a do-rag, and turns out his outfit was basically the do-rag, and he just had an outfit made to look like the do-rag. So I was like, you know what, that's funny. Number one, kudos to the NFL, actually, for having this first ever all hip-hop rap halftime show, because I thought it was perfect. I thought it was great. It was... Do I think it has a little bit to do with the whole, you know, racial injustices that were going on and everything? Of course I do, you know, because they were Goodell was working closely with Jay-Z. They had to change things. So yes, I think that there's a little bit of that behind it, but I'm glad they did it. I mean, it's something that was very long overdue. I mean, because how many more times can you have an outdated rock band come out there? You know, you know what I mean. So
here's
but
my thing.
What's up?
Why won't they have country singers?
That's going to be next. That's going to be next. That's going to be next.
I know it's a certain genre,
right?
And but you can bring some little who's the guy with the Band-Aid, Nelly. Bring him out. Get a little of that R&B in there, that rhythm, like it's. Yeah,
he didn't collaborate on a song with Florida Georgia Line, or a couple of them, right?
And Tim McGraw.
And Tim McGraw. So I mean, it's like, yeah, they're very long overdue on having a country act, you know, or a country halftime show, I should say.
They have it. You know what? They have it at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's it. You're exactly right. That's when they do that. But yeah, no, I was glad that the NFL did this. I thought the set design was great. I liked all the performances. Some people were giving Eminem flack for picking, you know, "Lose Yourself" as the song to sing, and I thought, I think that's perfect. You know, it's
what's you want them to sing? Shut. People need to shut up.
Yeah, I didn't understand it, because I was like, listen to the lyrics to the song, like. He's talking about you only get one shot to, one shot for, you know what I mean? And they're in the Super Bowl. It's one shot for these guys to be all performing at once in the Super Bowl. You know, just look at the lyrics and look at how it played out to them performing at the Super Bowl. It was like it was meant to be.
Right. And to future teams and future coaches who were going to be in the Super Bowl, from Super Bowl 57 on and on. I just have one word of advice. Stop trying to run the Philly special. No one's ever going to get it down. It's just stop it. It was done great. Leave it alone. Like because the last two times that the one in Super Bowl 52 and the one last Sunday was just awful. It was absolutely
Yeah,
awful.
I mean, am I proud of the fact that every time someone tries it now, of course they go back. Like we're always going to be,
Oh, yeah.
we're always going to be mentioned in the Super Bowl now, and it's always. I love that. That's just another friggin' thorn in the side to the Cowboys fans because we're always going to be mentioned now in like every Super Bowl when someone runs that play, whether it is successful or not. So I don't care. And Jerry Jones with your, the Eagles fans are frauds. Yeah. So anyway,
So here's my thing. What's funny is like Dallas fans. I'm like he's being interviewed by a Philadelphia guy, which makes
yeah,
me
of course he's going to say that.
So of course he's going to say that. And again, when you go back to, why the fan base, why no one likes the Dallas Cowboys. It's no one dislikes the Dallas Cowboys. No one dislikes Jerry Jones. We laugh at them. We do that. It's their fan base. Their ignorant ass fan base is who no one likes. They're the holier than thou. They think because they have 5 of this and 5 of that they are royalty. You're not royalty. You haven't been royalty since Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown were together. So knock it off with that. Titanic was number 1. So you just haven't been royalty. You never will be royalty again. Yes, you are a $1 billion franchise. Yes,
You credit Jerry Jones for that.
People are exactly. It's not the players. It's not the fans. It's Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is a goddamn marketing genius, and anyone who says otherwise is just ignorant to the fact. They're just ignorant to the fact.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's called the market. Yes, it's a navy blue. It's a silver. It's easy to go with if you're looking for something to match. There's too many fraudulent fans out there that just pick a team to pick a team. People pick the Dallas Cowboys because they're marketing. That's all. They don't pick the Dallas Cowboys because they got 5 Super Bowls from the 90s. They pick it because of marketing. Plain and simple.
Where were we before the Cowboys rant?
Oh, just about the halftime show and everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought it was really good. I really did. I thought it was great. My favorite part was Eminem. I loved how 50 Cent started up like hanging upside down like he did in the video. And you know what? And that's another thing. All these people that are making fun of my dude 50 Cent because he looks like he went from 50 cents to $1. Nobody looks the same from 20 years ago.
No,
that's all I got to say.
And that was I had posted a joke. Obviously, it looks like 50 Cent stayed at the candy shop, and like if people actually go on his Instagram videos and look at it, it's all muscle. Like it's
Oh God, yeah. He's a workout freak.
Like so.
Yeah.
Like you like I wasn't fat shaming him. I was making a joke. And then if you go on like my social media and like when everyone else is like, I said, I was like, this and that. If you go on his Instagram and look at him, and I said, with that being said, I don't know if anyone ever watched Breaking Bad when the big black guy is laying in a like a thing full of money. I said, and this is 50 Cent when he gets home tonight, as I'm gonna go and sit in my bed, and he's gonna go lay in a bed full of money. But like when there's really people seriously fat shaming this dude. I'm just gonna go with how dare you? Like, who are you? Like I cracked the joke to be funny. I wasn't fat shaming him. Should I probably not have? Right. But I wasn't sitting there saying, "Oh my God, he's fat. He's disgusting. He needs to go, do this and do that." I mean, after this, I'm gonna get on a treadmill. But I personally wasn't fat shaming. I was cracking a joke. And again, no one looks the same as it did 20 years ago. I didn't have these 20 years ago. I had one.
That's
I have
so
3
funny.
chins. So you're not better than 50 Cent. You'll never be better than 50 Cent unless you're Tom Brady. And that's that.
Right.
So people are ridiculous. And you're really going to fat shame 50 Cent. Get the hell out of here. Morons.
Yeah, that I thought he was good. I was impressed with Mary J. I was really impressed with her. Like her outfit was straight fire too. Like I don't know, like for I mean like she's not the same as she used to be, but I loved her outfit. I was like, damn, look at this chick.
Yeah, no, she was good. I could have done without Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
Like, I saw the Eve thing, and I'm like, oh shit.
yeah,
Bring
yeah,
it
yeah.
out. It's about to get lit in my house. And she didn't. I'm like, come on, man. This is who you gave us? Kendrick Lamar? And nothing against him. But come on.
He's a big act right now too. Like he's pretty big, which I was actually very surprised at that when I heard that they had him with all of them. I thought, oh man. I was like, damn, that's amazing. But
And
no,
then
I
I
did.
will, and then I will give a shout out because it's all over social media and give a shout out. 14 years sobriety for Eminem and 11 years sobriety for Mary J. Blige.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and in the
And,
industry they're in, I don't think people need to realize how hard that is.
oh God, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and M's the goat. I don't care what anybody says. Like he's like
It's Machine
even
Gun Kelly.
Even 50 Cent said it. He was like, he's like rap and hip hop is. He said and he was interviewed. He said it is black music. He said but you have a white guy in Eminem. He said it's just tearing it up. And it's like 50 Cent like gives respect to M all the time. I
Yeah,
absolutely love it.
and for anyone talking about Eminem taking a knee, he clearly said 30 seconds before that his knees were weak. So and his arms were heavy. He was getting down anyway. So leave him alone.
Yeah, there was a thing online that was out there that the NFL didn't want him like it was talked about doing that. Um, so I don't know if that story was true or not.
There's I,
And then there was another one that came out and said that he knelt because of what's going on with the black coaches, like trying to show equality for the black coaches. And I was like, it's a possibility, but
I don't think it was
I
any
didn't
of
hear
that. I
that.
just think he was taking a
Yeah.
knee towards the song. I don't think he took a knee
Probably.
toward. I don't think he took a knee towards black coaches.
Yeah, because there was people that like I was with, and they're like, "Oh, what the hell's he got to do that for?" And I'm like,
He's not doing it. Who cares?
I was
Like,
like,
what are you worried about him taking a knee
well, the
for?
first thing one of the guys said was, "Oh, here we go with the whole Kaepernick thing." It's like, what are you talking about? I said, "There's nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick." I said, "Nothing." I said, "Who?" I said, "I don't." I said, "I forgot all about him until you just said that." I said, "I legit did."
Let's be realistic. We're gonna get off this real quick. Colin Kaepernick
Yeah,
got paid by the NFL. He's not gonna get another job. That's just
no,
he got paid off. That in society, that's how it works.
that's how it works.
I'm sorry, that Colin Kaepernick's not in the league, but he got paid. Eric Reed got paid.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, they're probably not gonna get signed by the NFL because that's probably what was in
it's
an
probably.
agreement. Again, probably. I don't know. I could be 100% wrong.
You
Um,
never know. It could be an agreement, just like, Pete Rose agreed to never go into the Hall of Fame. And everybody forgets about it. So,
everybody. And
absolutely forgets about it.
yes, he agreed to the ban.
Yeah.
Which next week I'll be in Nashville, Tennessee. Um, we will be on our network doing a Hall of Fame MLB Hall of Fame debate because pitchers and catchers are supposed to report yesterday.
Yep.
So but clearly negotiations led to 15 minutes today, and I'm on the side of I think both parties are ignorant, but that'll be our discussion next week. Us and Marquise Foxborough from Sports Dynasty Podcast, we're going to discuss the Hall of Fame process and why David Ortiz got in, although he tested positive for steroids, and why Bonds and the people from the 90s were left off again. It's a disgrace to the sport. But we saw this past week all the new inductees to the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yes, we did.
We saw Tony Baselli, which I think he was the first pick ever of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think he was their first ever draft pick.
And then
I think he was.
Yeah, you had Leroy Butler. You had a bunch of good people who were going to be into the Hall of Fame this year, and it should be interesting. But,
Oh yeah, it's a decent class. Of course, I'm happy for Vermeil. He's finally in.
I don't know why it took so long. The hell,
I don't know why it took so long either. I
Been to
mean, I
two
guess
Super-
what's that?
He's been to 2 Super Bowls and won one.
Yeah, I mean,
With
I don't
a
know.
guy with a guy who was legitimately bagging groceries the season before.
Very true. Very true.
So, but what else you got?
No, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Tony Baselli, the club's first selection in the NFL draft as a team was Tony Baselli, offensive tackle at University of Southern Cal. He was their very first draft pick. And he was solid for them, too. I mean, he started to get injured a lot towards the end, but
So I gotta ask you something, and this could be the ignorance. Excuse me,
God bless you.
the ignorance of me.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Andrew Whitworth?
No.
Up until he was on the Rams.
No. I did not. I mean, I was like,
played for-
okay.
Dude's in the league for 16 years. I think he played 13 of them with the Cincinnati Bengals. He's given up 16 sacks in his career. What?
That's
He
amazing.
gives up 1 sack a season.
Yeah. Yeah. One a year. You believe that shit?
Get out of here.
Oh, he did. He left. He's like, I'm out. I won the Super Bowl. I'm out.
Did he retire?
From what I understand, that the Super Bowl was his last game. Yeah, that was going to be his last game.
Did you see his speech?
I did not.
Watch it. It's I don't know why the NFL doesn't have more of these guys. Why there's only 32 people who represent the Walter Payton Award. I'm sure there's more good dudes that I'm sure there's more of the Andrew Whitworth, the Jason Kelce's, but no. Instead, you got what's his name? The Dallas paying what was it, $4 million or $2 million to sexual assault victims or whatever they were? I don't want to say.
Oh,
sexual.
yeah.
And then you had the whole Washington football team. I'm like, I'm glad that Jeffrey Lurie is a billionaire and he's got this stuff that he's hiding very well until it comes out. Because, come on, let's be realistic. These billionaires do not think like us.
No.
One, don't be racist. 2, don't commit sexual assault. And 3, don't be a piece of shit to the prospects and their family.
Yeah, that's... Oh, man.
Until you follow
Like,
those 3 rules...
and
you'll be
I
good.
find it's happened a lot more now, man. Like, little things are coming out from about different teams, like little stuff here and there, and it's like,
John Gruden is going to burn down the NFL.
yes, he is. I absolutely believe that.
What is it? Who comes? Is it Seth Rollins' interest? Burn it down.
Burn it down.
He's gonna burn it down.
When he goes in front of the whoever's going to be listening to testimony or whatever, that they
He'd be
just
like,
better play
hold on
that.
1 second.
Yeah.
All right, I got this. This is Washington. This is Lurie. This is Bell. This is Kraft. I mean, we already know what Kraft is. We know that dude likes masseuses. He's just gonna pull. He's gonna pull out stuff from Donald Sterling, and he's not even. He's in the NBA, and he already sold his team. He's like, all right, well, I'll put that to the side. He's gonna. He's. I'm telling you,
sorry.
He's going in with a loaded gun.
Oh, I would too. I would too.
He's gonna unload that clip, because if you think John Gruden is the only piece of shit person in the NFL, again, you're ignorant to the fact.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that. It's like,
The NFL had to send out a memo to teams. Don't ask these inappropriate questions. Don't ask Des Bryant if his mom was a hooker. Why? Why do we have to tell people that?
yeah.
Like, why
Yeah.
is that a thing? I don't care what Des Bryant's mom did. If that dude would catch me 80-yard touchdowns, good. Now she ain't pulling tricks no more. I don't need to know what she's doing. Like, no. Do what
Yeah,
you can.
no.
Like, oh God, and
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like Gruden deserved what he got, but for him to sit back and go, "Well, I'm supposed to be the fall guy for all of this, get the hell out of here." Like I think he's smart as hell. He's a smart dude. Uh,
here's my problem with what Gruden got. They had
What's that?
all this stuff on Snyder and his brother,
yep.
and nothing. How is that
Nope.
possible?
I mean, you're talking that team was tricking out their friggin' cheerleaders to people with money. That's what they were doing.
Yes.
They-
Hello, my precious.
exactly.
What?
Exactly.
What? Oh my God! It's stupid. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna it's all gonna come out sooner or later. It's gonna come out, and I'm actually afraid for when the Eagles get dropped into this because I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, okay, now for example, I know I was watching a show. It was a couple years ago.
Oh, excuse me.
I forget what it was, but they were talking about like controversial stuff happening in sports, and I'll never forget one of the clips or an interview. It was a woman who was, hiding her identity, voice was changed, and she was like sitting in the shadow. And she was, at the time when this was recorded, an NBA cheerleader for the Knicks. And she was dropping names left and right of the guys on that team, like in the like the 90s, like with John Starks. Like she was flat out saying like how she was Stark's side piece, from his. And I'm like, wow. I forget what this thing was too. I have to try and find it. I don't remember. It was like years ago. But this woman,
Did you ever see Four Brothers
I did not.
with Marky Mark and all them and Andre 3000?
No, I mean I heard of it, but I've never seen it.
There's a line in there where the villain says, "You pay her to go home."
It's literally the truth. It's the truth.
Which is crazy. The sex scandal is going to hit. So
Mhm.
obviously we were wrong on our picks for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I said in my heart I wanted Cincinnati, but I knew it was going to be the Rams.
See,
I-
there was just, I don't know. I disagree. I thought the Rams were going to come out. I'm sorry. I thought the Bengals were going to come out, and not that they were going to blow them out, but I just thought that they were going to be phenomenal.
Oh, I thought if the Bengals won, it would be a close game, and the game was close. So I mean, to me, the Bengals did have a chance. It wasn't this preconceived notion, like a lot of people had. I just felt at the end of the day it was going to be that something was going to happen, and the Rams would be a little too much. And it turns out the Cooper Cup drive was a little too much for Cincinnati to overcome. So,
So,
but
with that being said, I won our first annual. Not that it was really a thing. Our first annual pick'ems. I was 9-5. You were 8-6. And Pat was 7-7.
oh man, he came in last.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I won is because I picked Cincinnati an hour before kickoff.
I remember that you changed. Yeah,
Changed, right. And that we should be tied, or no, you would have won because it was 21-3.
yes, it was 21-3.
So
Yeah, man.
but
I don't know.
yeah, but yeah, we did our first annual pick'ems. So this is our last episode of the Philly podcast for football.
Yes, it is.
For the 2021 season. Thanks to Monkey Uncle for the support. La Terrain Watches. Six-pack coverage for bringing us on. We got a lot of good things coming in the future. Eric will be doing his picks. His draft picks?
Yeah, I'm doing I've taken since I was away. I took a few days off, but I'm going to be doing my Flyers scored tie game. Good job, guys. Go boys. Yeah, no, I'm doing my just the top 10 of like each position, just a analysis and stuff like that. I've also been kicking around ideas for another story to write about where the Eagles might go with the quarterback position, and it covers everything. It's do they from sticking with Jalen Hurts to
I hate
drafting a player
I hate
or
to say
trading for one.
I hate to say it, you can't stick with Jalen. If you can, if everything comes back and you get what the suspension could be, and the charges dropped, I think you got to go after Deshaun Watson.
His name has been kicking around again um, because teams have been waiting to see what happened, like how that all played out. I'm just still very concerned with the fact that he's never actually come out and said anything. Like he's been quiet, and like I mean now I know there. Okay, yeah, the one girl has like all of the screenshots from all the direct messages on Instagram, but come out and say something. Even if you're just going to sit up there and lie and say, oh, I didn't do anything, even though there's clear evidence that you are trying to do something or evading to what you did already. Um, his name's popping up again. There's still talk about Russell Wilson, which I don't think that's going to happen now.
I don't. I think. I think teams not teams. I think people value players way too much. Like
It's a
like
possibility.
Russell Wilson.
Well,
ca-
okay,
ha-
here's
when you sit there and you go back and you look, he always had a good defense. When he didn't
he
have a
did.
good defense, he was average. And people can say that about Tom Brady. Tom Brady hasn't been average, and he's never had a top 10 defense like Russell Wilson did,
True.
or
I mean,
top
but
5. He had
but don't
great
forget.
defenses.
I mean, just don't forget. Like we just a season ago, he threw 40 touchdown passes. Because I mean, technically, this isn't the 2022 season. That's next year. So
Right.
he in 2020 he threw 40 touchdown passes, and he up until this season it just ended. He's never missed a game. He's played in every single game, and he got hurt, and people are yelling that he's washed up. I'm like, well, I don't think the guy's washed up.
He's not washed up. I'm just not giving up 3 first-round picks for him.
They're not going to get that. They're not going to get that. I mean, dude.
You,
Well,
go ahead.
now people have brought up the name Kyler Murray, and I'm like, well, no one has said that he's available. No, we don't really know the full story of what's going on. Like out of nowhere, he just deletes, disassociates himself from the team on social media, and that causes an uprising, and everyone's saying. I was talking to a person the other day online, and the first thing he said was, "I'm not giving up 3 first-round picks for Kyler Murray." And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Who said they're trading for him?" I said, "The kid's just unhappy with the situation or whatever he's unhappy about." And this guy's like, "You can't give up those picks." I'm like, "Dude, chill. No one has said that he's on the trading block." I was like, and no one has said what they want if he was on the block. I said, you're just making assumptions now. Like all of a sudden, just because we have 3 first-round picks, everyone thinks, oh, we got to give them all away, or everybody wants them all. I'm like, be real, be realistic. But no, I think I have my theories on the whole Jalen Hurts thing. If they do get a good quarterback in the draft, the guy's probably going to sit a year because I don't unless they trade Jalen Hurts, I don't see how they don't bring him back. I really don't. His contract is too team friendly.
Oh yeah.
It's the same with Gardner Minshew. So it's either they run it back with Hurts, give him one more year, and they go out and they sign a guy and they sign somebody for 1 year, like Mariota or Bridgewater, something like that, someone that's a veteran, to bring in because I don't think Gardner Minshew is going to be here. I think they're going to move him because he's another one that has a very cap friendly their team-friendly contract because it's a rookie deal. I mean, the Eagles are in a very good position when it comes to their quarterbacks and their contracts.
And can we talk about the ignorance of Matthew Stafford?
What'd he do?
You didn't see the video of the girl falling? And he turned around and walked away? Didn't even attempt to help her?
Oh, I saw that, but it just came out that his family's paying for all of her medical bills. He's paying for everything.
Of course it is, because he looks like a dickhead.
Well, he's paying for it. I did look at it. Oh, Tara Natcher. I haven't seen her in a while. So
You leave my bill alone.
yeah, but yeah, I did see that. Like, I had to watch the video twice because I saw her fall. I was like, oh crap! I said, man, she took a wicked spill. And then I watched it again, and I was like, dude, he just turned around and walked away. Like, I mean, I don't know if he was like trying to like say to somebody, yo, someone just fell over here, but I mean, because you see that one person go walking up to the end of the stage to look, and I was like, oh damn.
Listen. Matthew Stafford's not a doctor.
No.
He's still a human being. And he was drunk, but even in the drunkest of phases, still act like a decent human being. We just talked about the owners and how they're, be a decent human being. It isn't that hard.
Yeah. Speaking of Matthew Stafford being drunk, did you see the tweet that Tom Brady sent out to Matthew Stafford?
Mix in water.
Mix in water, it helps. I was like, yo, that's funny. I was like, this guy's got a great sense of humor. I was like, that's awesome.
I mean, for years, Tom Brady was in parades that were 10 degrees. And then he goes to a parade where it's 90 degrees. He's like, let me start drinking tequila. Straight. What's the worst that could happen? I don't know.
What's the worst that can happen?
Gronk threw the friggin' Super Bowl trophy across the Gulf of Mexico from one boat to another.
Imagine if someone had
Stafford
dropped
played
that.
in Detroit for years.
Oh,
They didn't
God.
have this.
So funny. It was so funny. I saw that tweet and I was like, yo, that's great. I was like,
He's the best.
there's the Twitter win of the day from Tom Brady. And you hear like the rumors about him.
He's not.
I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true one bit, but people don't think he's going to stay retired. We're up and moving.
Giselle said, yeah, you're done.
Oh yeah, I guarantee she said that.
All right, well, we'll probably be on a little bit of a hiatus for a couple weeks, getting our stuff together before the draft. I know I have a couple things put together for my free agents who I want the Eagles to go after.
Yeah, I was looking at the top 100 free agents, and then I narrowed it down. I switched it up to the by position, and there's a lot of I like DJ Shark being he could be a good fit here. He's still got some life in his body. He's a little bit younger, but I'm still intrigued by bringing in Allen Robinson, even though he's 29. I'm still intrigued by that to give him a couple of years.
T.O. was 29 when we brought him in.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Well, T.O. was going to be a GOAT. I mean, he was going to be a Hall of Famer. Everybody knew that. I don't know about Allen Robinson, but Allen Robinson's good. I like him. So, I mean, but there's I was looking at him. There's a lot of good free agents. Like the free agent pool is even good for wide receiver this year, along with the wide receivers in the draft. So this is, I mean, with a team like the Eagles, this offseason could really help them solidify their receiving corps. I mean, if they get somebody that, like a brick wall that can catch a football, that's better than Jalen Reagor. So I'm happy if they get something like that. I don't care. I don't want Jalen Reagor on the field anymore.
But he wants J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. So with that, I'm gonna cut us out to some videos from the halftime show. We're gonna show Granny, and then we're gonna cut it with our other.
Go Granny. Go.
It's the one and know Lee Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
You know what happened with the D.R.E.
Yeah. Y'all know what this is. So can y'all make some noise for my man Snoop Dogg? Come on, louder, y'all, louder.
Top dog, bottom all, yeah, I'm burning it up. DPGC, go ahead and turn it on up. CPT, LBC, yeah, we hook it back up. And when they bang this in the club, baby, you got to get up. Thug homies, drug homies, yeah, they giving it up. Low life, your life, boy, we giving it up. Taking chances while we dancing in the party for show. Slip my girl by 44 and she grew up in the back there with these chickens looking at me strange, but you know I don't